I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I have no idea how to start the Massachusetts Pirates intro because all I want to do is talk in the pirate voice, and I told myself I wouldn't. So, how do we build on a strong 2023? Let's see if we can get a stronger 2024 for the Massachusetts Pirates. Let's go in the alley and see what they can do. Really quick, before we start with Massachusetts, and I know this is about the Pirates, but I want to give a quick shout out because I forgot to do it in the Jacksonville one. But I want to give a quick shout out to Inside the Sharks podcast. I believe they're within the realm of the Inside the Walls branded different podcasts and like news organizations and sites and stuff like that. I think they also have Branded, which is the San Antonio podcast. So go check them out. That's where I got a lot of my information from when it came to the Jacksonville Sharks. And it's just a good overall listen. One of the episodes, they have Todd Tryon. He spills a lot of information about the Indoor Football League, stuff that I've used in previous videos, and just kind of along those lines. Also, you get to know the coach, you get to know some of the players, so go check that out. With that being said, let's continue on with the Massachusetts Pirates. So the acclimation period for the Massachusetts Pirates has gone pretty smoothly. They fit in pretty well in the Indoor Football League, albeit on a little island in the Northeast. And just like Jacksonville, who's now obviously in the Southeast, I'm hoping that Todd Tryon has said with future expansion to get to 24 teams, we can build that bridge to the Northeast and build the bridge into the Southeast, so that way both of those guys have some travel partners and some buddies so they can reduce some travel. Let's check out the history of the Massachusetts Pirates really quick. Located this year in Lowell, Massachusetts. For the last couple of seasons, they have played in Worcester. So please, let me know if I pronounced Worcester correctly. I believe that's how it's said. Head coach this year is Rod Miller. For the last couple of seasons, it's been Mark Stout, but I believe he has been moved to quarterbacks coach. The arena is the Tsongas Center, which is on a university campus, I believe, and some people are not too happy about that compared to it being at the DCU Center in Worcester. But regardless, that's where they're playing this year. So, one championship, 2021, and it was their first year in the league. Just like Arizona won in their first year in the league, ironically, this championship was against Arizona. So, I know people are going to think that I'm just keep hating on Arizona. That's not the case. It's just fun. It's just fun to have a little bit of fun. I don't hate Arizona, but people will make fun of them for choking. I'm no different, but I know that they're a powerful team. They're very good. Moving on, this is about Massachusetts. Last year, 9-6, good for number 3 in the East. And in the last 5 years, just in the Indoor Football League, they are 31-14. 2023, before 9-6, losing in the quarterfinals to Sioux Falls, very close game. 2022, 11-5, losing in the quarterfinals to Quad City. 2021, 11-3, winning the United Bowl against Arizona. And I think I said in the Arizona preview that Garrett Hartley kicked the game-winning field goal for that. So, hey, it's nice to have a ringer kicker that can win you championships, even if you pluck them from the NFL. So, banners fly forever. 2019, they were in the National Arena League with Jacksonville. 8-6, losing in the semifinals to Carolina. And in 2018, 11-5, losing in the semifinals to the Columbus Lions. So, a lot of success for the Massachusetts Pirates. They have made the playoffs every year they have been in existence. I expect this year to be no different. They demand excellence. They're probably up there in that upper echelon of teams that I think are going to make the playoffs and compete at a very high level. That being said, let's move on to their schedule and see just how tough or easy the Pirates have it this year. So as we take a look at the 2024 schedule for the Massachusetts Pirates, they've got quite a few formidable opponents on the schedule. Nothing I don't think that they can handle, but they start with 3 games, a bye week, 3 games, a bye week, 9 games, bye week, and the final at Tulsa. They only play 3 teams in the West this year. It's a home and home against San Antonio, and they are home against Northern Arizona. That being said, there are some tough. There's some tough competition on here as well. Obviously, the home and home against Jacksonville. They opened the season at Green Bay. Anything can happen. So we'll talk about a little special event here in a sec. But I think it's a very good schedule for Massachusetts to clinch another playoff berth here. The Jacksonville games are probably going to be tough. We still don't know what San Antonio is. I've got their preview coming up in probably end of the week. So, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough stretch there in the middle of the season, starting off with the neutral site game. So, fun little event. Fargo, North Dakota, Shields Arena, Saturday, April 27th. Massachusetts at Sioux Falls, but it's not at Sioux Falls. It is in Fargo, North Dakota, where hopefully the expansion Bismarck Bucks, now the Dakota Bucks, might be playing their home games. If that is truly the case, then that could be the second expansion team / team off hiatus that comes into 2025 along with the Fishers Freight. So, you're adding a neutral site game for them, a bye week at Iowa, home against Northern Arizona, home against Tulsa, at Frisco, home against Green Bay, home against San Antonio. You see where I'm going? Like, it gets progressively tougher after that bye week. So, yeah, I mean, you cap it off with that road game against Jacksonville, and then a home game against Quad City, which they will ultimately lose because Quad City is, the best team ever invented. So, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, they've got some formidable opponents. I won't lie to you there, but like I said, I don't think it's anything that Massachusetts can't handle. They are very, very good, regardless if they're on the road, if they're at home. They tend to get the job done when it matters most. But I will tell you this: I am looking forward to those first 3 games of the season for Massachusetts. I think that's a very good litmus test because at Green Bay, you just never know what's going to happen. When I talked about the Green Bay preview, this is a game where I think Green Bay, if they come out guns a-blazing, Green Bay could upset them. And then they have a home game against Jacksonville. Like this, it's going to be a litmus test. If Massachusetts gets to do those three games, 3-0, they are in for a good season. So that's why you play the games. I'm excited for St. Patrick's Day, needless to say. So that's their schedule. I think it's a good one. I think they have a good draw. Let's go talk about some players who have come. Pause. Let's talk about some players that are coming back, and some players that have moved on. All right, so I'm just going to start using key player additions and subtractions. Ignore what I said in the previous segment. Let's pull up the tab and let's talk about some players. My nose won't stop itching. I'm sorry. Let's start off with wide receiver Isaac Zico. 80 receptions, 887 yards, 21 touchdowns. First team All-Indoor Football League. That's not to take away anything from Thomas Owens, who was re-signed, but you got a quarterback in Alejandro Benefield, who was just re-signed a few days ago, officially official, but just re-signed a few days ago. Who's going to be throwing him the ball. He was there all last year. He was hurt for a little bit, but then he was just kind of backing up Anthony Russo again. Just my opinion. This is what I think. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think they just had him ride the bench, fully heal, while they rode Anthony Russo to the playoffs. So I think Benefield got into a couple of games, if I'm not mistaken, but at the same time, Russo was kind of the catalyst in that offense last year. So cool to see Benefield back, most likely being the starter. So again, I'm highlighting Zico here, though. I think he's going to have a great season. If he had these numbers under Anthony Russo, I think Benefield could maybe boost those numbers. It'd be nice to see a little friendly competition between Zico and Thomas Owens to see who would get more yards, more touchdowns. The offense is still going to be just as potent as ever. Speaking of potent, let's talk about the offensive line here. This is also going to help the offense out. Navon Donaldson started 15 games last year, and he's back. Hunter Kelly is back as well, so 2 out of your 3 offensive linemen are back for the season. Add in your quarterback and 2 wide receivers. Pretty much all you need is a running back. That's it. We'll talk about him and the subtractions, but they pretty much returned their offense from last year. So there's no reason why I don't think that this team can't make the playoffs. Flipping it over to the defensive side here, and I could have picked a couple of people, but I'm picking a guy who was just signed to Massachusetts this year, and that's Eugene Ford. In Sioux Falls last year, he had 72 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 6 pass breakups, 8 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, good enough for second team All-Indoor Football League and the Indoor Football League All-Rookie team. Now, he comes over here, a season or two after Mamadou Wembai came over from Green Bay. So building that secondary, I know they've also signed Matt Elam, and they've re-signed Devin Haverford. I need to look it up. I'm blanking. I don't have my notes. I'm so sorry. Hafford. That's what I thought. Devin Hafford. They also bring back defensive lineman Julius Turner and linebacker Calvin Bundage. So defense is pretty much back too. I can't forget Josh Gable. Kearney, Nebraska represent. But hey, this team is good. This team is good. There's a reason why I'm picking them to make the playoffs. There's a reason why they're running it back, and it's the reason why they've made the playoffs every year in existence. They're good. They bring in talent. They bring in CFL talent. They bring in XFL talent. They get guys from D1 universities. Whatever connections they use them. There's a reason why they win these games. Not all is good, though. We'll talk about players that have left here in one quick second. Now let's take a look at the key losses. Quarterback, Anthony Russo. Saw on Wikipedia. See, my nose won't stop itching. Start over. Key losses. Anthony Russo. Saw on Wikipedia that he is retired. Whether or not that's true or accurate, it's the internet, so we always know it's true. I'm kidding. I don't know. If he's retired, kudos, man. He made the indoor all-rookie team. Passed for 2,243 yards with 49 passing touchdowns. I need to pick a different color. Yeah, he was great. He was great for Massachusetts. Taking over for Alejandro Benefield, and you thought, hey, main guy goes down. This season might not be what we wanted, and he led them to the 3 seed. They had a chance to win. They had a chance to freaking win the whole thing, man. At least make a 2 seed, probably make the semifinals. I don't know if they'd win the whole thing, but he'd take them. He'd take them pretty far. He did. So, kudos to you, man. If you're truly, truly retired, awesome. If you're just retired from the game, awesome. But, hey, you did great. Good work. Let's talk about a guy who did a lot of great work, too. Jimmy Robinson. This man is like one of the most decorated guys I saw last year. 1,955 all-purpose yards, 34 total touchdowns. I didn't see where he went. My bet is probably the UFL. I know did he go to Philadelphia in the USFL last year? I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. First team all-indoor football running back, second team all-indoor football kick returner, IFL all-rookie team, and the 2023 Offensive Rookie of the Year. The man was everywhere. He was an MVP candidate. There were many games where I saw him just break off tackles where I thought he was easily going to be down, and hey, look, 35 yards later, 40 yards later, here's a touchdown. So, man was a beast. I'm not necessarily sure how they're going to replace him, but maybe with Zico and Owens, you don't need a running back, although I know Benefield is pretty good with some legs. I don't know how, another year under your belt, if his legs are going to be as fresh since he didn't play all the games, but hey, maybe you don't need a running back this year. I think you still do, but hey, go find one. Last up, I'm going to talk about Ezekiel Rose. Again, I haven't seen where he's at. I forgot. Rosters are fluid. These guys could resign, other players could get cut, yada, yada, yada. Let's move on with it. Ezekiel Rose, 50 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, 3.5 sacks, 1 pass breakup, 1 fumble recovery, 2 blocked kicks. Man was a beast on the defensive line. And seeing as they're only bringing back Julius Turner as of right now, I think he's going to be missed a little bit. That's not to say that the defense is going to collapse into nothing. Massachusetts always seems to find talent somehow. Like I said earlier, they always somehow bring in D1 talent. I don't know what connections they have. I don't know what monkey paw they use. I'm not really sure, but they always bring in talent. They're always good. They're always getting guys that have some level of success, whether it's from the UFL, whatever the case could be. So I think Ezekiel Rose will be missed. but there's no doubt in my mind that they're going to find another defensive lineman just as good, if not better, than Ezekiel Rose. So those are the guys that I have picked. Again, you might not agree with it. That's perfectly fine. Those are just the guys that I'm kind of highlighting, guys I'm kind of looking at. So let's go give some final thoughts and get out of here on the Massachusetts preview. All right, final thoughts. Playoffs. Simple as that. I think this team is going to be in the playoffs. Like I've said in previous previews, I kind of have 3 teams lined up in the playoffs in the East. Massachusetts is one of them. Obviously, from the other previews, Jacksonville and Frisco are the other 2. Where they finish, I don't necessarily know. My preconceived notion is Massachusetts gets number 2 or number 3 seed like they've done in the past. But hey, just like the other 15 teams that I'll obviously do the other previews and stuff on, prove me wrong. That's the whole point of this. I have my own preconceived notions and my opinions. I'm spilling them here for every single preview. Prove me wrong. Whether I think you're a team that's not going to make the playoffs, whether I think you're the best team since sliced bread, prove me wrong. Simple as that. I'm just one simple guy spewing dumb stuff over YouTube. But like I said, playoffs, I think the floor for this team is probably 9 wins. I think they can get double-digit wins fairly easily. I don't really see them blowing the doors off and going 16-0 or 15-1. So I see somewhere maybe 10 to 12 wins in that regard. It depends on how well San Antonio does, how well Jacksonville does, and do any of the other bottom 5 teams, in my opinion, kind of catch them slipping. So really excited to see their season opener against Green Bay. Really excited to see that neutral site game in Fargo. And overall, I'm really excited to see, just that organic rivalry with Jacksonville. If that heats back up, they haven't played each other in 5 years, something along those lines. When they, it'd be 2021, so it'd be 4 years. So yeah, I'm curious to see if there's still any kind of hate between the teams or smack talk or whatever. So that'll be kind of cool. But hey, as for that, I'm signing off here. Typical stuff. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe. Let's beat Mr. Beast on YouTube subscribers. All of that jazz. I love you guys. I love you all for watching this. Appreciate the love, time, support you guys take out of your day. It means a lot to me. I wish there was a way I could reciprocate it. The best I can do is just kind of pump out these videos. So, that being said, I am going to take off. I will see you tomorrow, halfway done. We are halfway done. Tomorrow, Northern Arizona, the Wranglers. We will start our second half of the teams. We're going back to the West. So, hey, I'll see you guys then. Till then,